Hello, aitik Marissa. Klossare totu. Eri Amerikanari. Inks. Royan Adler Forset. So I can't believe the LangJam is already over. The LangJam for July 2019 has come to an end. It's been 3 days, and the language I focused on for this weekend was Faroese. So I guess I should apologize first that this video is going to be a little bit boring. By boring, I mean, aside from the first clip, it's basically just me studying Unit 1 from a textbook. My plan was to get beyond Unit 1, but... And as a cat, the kitten didn't really help with the studying this weekend. So, she kind of got in the way a little bit. I think before, when I started off, I had to stop and take pictures of the kitten, the new kitten. But I think I started off learning numbers from a YouTube video. I was trying to get a feel for the sound of Faroese and I guess the number system, but more the sound. And here you see this is actually Friday in the evening. I had to change out of my dress into something more work appropriate with less cleavage. So, as you can see, I started Unit 1 and the kitten is still in the way. She just wants to play, wants attention. She's really not too helpful. But, as you can see, I started Unit 1 in the textbook I was using from Scrib. I'll put a link to the resource list I have in the description of this video, so you can check it out yourself. Yeah, so it's kind of boring because it took me forever to get through Unit 1, and also I didn't really have as much time as I wanted to sit down and study this language. Just I had other things going on, the reading rush for one. I'm trying to finish up a book for Camp NaNoWriMo, which is a whole nother story because that's not going as I planned, and there's only 1 week left in July. But honestly, I just focus on this textbook because I have the audio for it, and let me just say, Faroese, when I was listening to the audio and then reading the dialogues, I was like, my brain doesn't connect these sounds with these letters. So it doesn't totally sound like it's pronounced, but that could just be because I don't know the correct pronunciation. Yeah, I would have to get used to. I did listen to the alphabet in Faroese, but I've never learned a Nordic language before. I do kind of want to. I was always thinking maybe of learning Swedish at some point, but I mean, it sounds different than how I expected. Well, it looks different. It sounds like I expected. It looks different written than how my ears perceive it. So that was fun. That was confusing. Maybe Miss Afrikaans in the last LangJam, which felt more straightforward, felt more familiar. Because I've years ago tried to stop teaching myself a little German, but that didn't really work out. So I've heard German's supposed to help with the Nordic languages, but I didn't really see anything that helped, at least not from Unit 1. And Unit 1 was packed full of useful phrases and a lot of vocabulary, so it took, this is the reason it took so long to get through it. But here's the Saturday. This is my Saturday study session, and I had planned, so I moved to my phone. So I'm listening to the audio on my phone, but I'm also listening to an audiobook, which I hope to finish up for the reading rush. And I'd hoped to study while listening to the audiobook, so 8 solid hours of studying. Neither plan worked out, so I did not finish that for the reading rush, and I did not study for 8 hours on this day. I mean, the audiobook, it helps because I need some background noise, but if I'm not into the book, then it kind of doesn't help, so I don't know. It got a little boring at some point. At some point I stopped. I'm like, I need a break. And I just can't focus on the textbook the whole time. And again, like, I literally just focused on the textbook. My other plan was to, like, translate 3 songs. I did start listening to some songs in Faroese, but I did not translate them. I didn't get around to that. I did discover some nice music, though. I do like the music. I'll try to remember to leave a link to some songs in the description that I liked. I forgot her name now, and I'm going to butcher it because I really can't pronounce Faroese. Like, I was trying. I also, I did try a memorize course for Faroese, which has audio, but I got bored with it pretty quickly because it felt like I was just learning vocabulary with no, like, context or anything. It just felt like vocabulary drilling and, like, fancy flashcards, which I just got really bored with. There's a lot of words to learn, so I did not get far with that at all. What else do I want to say? That's pretty much all I did with Faroese. Listen to music, try to memorize, and work through Unit 1 of this textbook. So now the question is, at the end of the LangJam, are you going to continue learning your language? And I'm honestly not 100% decided yet, because I do want to learn a Nordic language to an intermediate level at some point. I kind of was thinking leaning more towards Swedish because it's much easier to find, like, books and movies and whatnot in Swedish than it is in Faroese. So, I don't know. Faroese itself is actually, it seems like it's closest to Icelandic, so another option is maybe learn some Faroese in Icelandic, but I'm not sure. Technically, I think the Faroe Islands are part of Denmark or something like that. I think they operate kind of independently, but they're officially, like, under the jurisdiction or government of Denmark. I watched a documentary about, it was some Scottish woman going to the Faroe Islands and did a documentary about how the 8 islands, like, act as one and how they have, like, transportation and just basically the whole government system of the Faroe Islands, which is actually very informative. I did plan to watch a movie or a documentary I found on YouTube in Faroese, but I didn't get around to that. So as for continuing Faroese, I haven't decided yet.